Good day and welcome to Charge Talk. Today I'm sitting down with Dr. Alex Lawrence, CEO and co-founder of EV Auto, one of the only dealerships in the country that exclusively sells used electric vehicles. Alex is a serial entrepreneur, a PhD, a college professor at Weber State University, a tech expert for KSL Channel 5, and somehow found time to build a used EV empire that's now expanding nationwide with locations in Utah and Tennessee. This is a guy who sees where the market is going before everyone else does. Alex, thank you so much for joining us on Charge Talk. I am so excited to get right into it and talk with you today.
Thanks for having me, Diana. Nice to see you.
Yes. So, your origin story. You're a PhD, a college professor, a serial entrepreneur, and not exactly the typical dealer background. How the heck did you end up starting a used EV dealership empire?
Not working on it, hopefully. Yeah, no, I mean I'm not from the car business. I've been the customer my whole life, and that has not been the best experience. And so my co-founder, it was actually his idea. He called me one day. We've done some other business stuff together. He's one of my closest friends, and he was talking to me about shopping for a used Tesla and how difficult that was. And coincidentally, I'd been kind of looking for a used Tesla as well. And I said, yeah, you know what, it is really kind of a pain. And he said, we should start a website to buy and have other people buy and sell used EVs. I said, that's a really good idea. And so that was kind of where the original plan started. We're both at stages in life and career where we didn't really want to do something small if we were going to do it. So the original plan, we acquired evcars.com. We bought that domain, which was not super inexpensive, and said, hey, we're going to build this awesome platform. And kind of a longer story, too long for this, but we over time started buying and selling our own used EVs and realized, hey, there's a different opportunity here to start a dealership. And so along the same lines, we were very intentional and even public that, hey, we're going to try and be the largest seller and servicer of used EVs in the world. And so that means locations, all over, not just in Utah. And so I had big dreams from the get-go, but started very small, one car in my driveway, and then two, and then three, and eventually we rented a little dumpy place with broken heating and air and so forth and so on. That was about 5.5 years ago. So a lot's happened since then.
Yeah, I saw 2019 is when things started moving, right?
Yeah, 2020, like mid 2020 is when he had the idea. And
So
I
like
would say,
COVID times.
yeah, in 2021, I mean, really the last 2.5, 3 years have been when, things have gotten crazy.
Okay.
But it was, I mean, we definitely started small beginnings in that 2021, 2020, 2021 timeframe.
Why used EVs? Some people are really surprised to hear that there's like a thriving market. Obviously, we're moving into some, like you said, the last 2, 3 years. But why, like you were the pioneer, you were like way before anyone even were thinking about this. Like, what is there any reason why?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, along those same lines, when my co-founder, he said, I think this is going to be really big. Um, you know, uh, EVs are the future. And again, because my background, my previous life was in tech. And so I've always been an early adopter. I've always
Kind of
loved new
tech.
software. So my last company is a financial technology software business. It's like $1 billion business now,
Okay.
big company, actually just down the road from here. And so, but I built one of the first apps for X, formerly known as Twitter. I've been, like I said, I've been using ChatGPT since December of 2022. It came out in November of 2022. And so I've always enjoyed trying new stuff first and hardware, software, apps, whatever. And so, EVs are driving computers essentially. And, I was just fascinated by them. I've always loved cars, not from like a fixing them kind of a thing, more just admiring them and driving them and customizing them and that kind of stuff. And so, the thought is that these are going to be in high demand and, somebody needs to specialize in it. And so why not us?
When I was researching you, I was shocked that you have brick and mortars because so many of these EVs that come out, they don't have like a
Yeah.
showroom, like, and so can you walk me through the experience? I feel like you guys really pride yourselves on taking care of the customer and all that. So, like, what is it if I walk into one of your showrooms? What's it going to be like?
Yeah. I mean, so 90+% of my customers have never owned an EV before.
Right.
And so because of that, and it's a different kind of car, they have a lot of questions. And so a lot of people would love to come into a car dealership, but typically, one, they know if it's a non-EV dealership, they might not know that much about them. It's not, oh my gosh, it's the Ford dealer, and they've got two Teslas on their lot. I'm not totally sure. And also, the experience for a lot of folks coming into a car dealership is not great, so they avoid it. And so Tesla and Rivian and others with their direct to consumer is a great option. And look, people can buy cars from us with very little interaction if they want to. Digital, online, text, email, we can make it as hands off as they'd like. But a lot of people want to come in and talk to somebody. They want to test drive one. They've never been in one before. And so we do sell a lot of cars to people out of state that they never drive it, they never see it. We ship it to them. It's the first time they see the car. So we do sell, thousands of cars that way. But a lot of people in the areas where we are and where we're going to be, they want to come in. They have questions. And so to answer the second part of your question, there's a lot of things that we do differently to make the experience better. So, in no particular order, when you walk up, there's music playing. It's fun, modern. Might be 80s rock, might be rap, might be Taylor Swift, whatever. It's just got a fun vibe. Our store design, they're glass garage doors all the way around. A lot of times those doors are open, just a breeze. You can walk in the side door, the front door. There's nobody in a sport coat with a name tag waiting for you. There's not six salespeople all ready to jump. It's very relaxed. Hey, welcome in. How's it going? The music's playing. We've got funky furniture, funky art. We've got a giant TV wall, probably playing a sports event or something, and just a very relaxed. How can we help? Then, if they want to drive the car, we let them go drive it on their own. We don't go with them unless they want us to. So it's like, hey, take the car. Yeah, go have fun. We show them how to drive it, but we let them go do what they. Again, this goes back to my experience. I never liked it when they were sitting next to me. I wanted to do my own thing. So, and then when they have questions, we don't pressure them to make a buying decision. Like, hey, what's it going to take to get you to do a deal right now? We don't pitch them on a whole bunch of extra products. We don't send them to another person. They don't go to the other office and get pitched warranties. They work with their one
Right.
salesperson the whole time. Just things like that just make it. We don't have any weird fees. We don't surprise them with, oh, well, that car has paint protection on it, so the price is really $2,000 more than the listing price. We don't do any of those games, which are now illegal, by the way. And so they didn't used to be, but or they weren't enforced. And so anyway, a long answer to a short question. I think we generally just make it fun, transparent, no pressure. And if they want to, it can be quick. I mean, they don't have to spend 3.5, 4 hours here like they might at a traditional dealership. So all those things combined, uh, you know, we've got over 1,000 reviews now that people say, it's the best car buying experience I've ever had by far. I wish these guys sold gas cars because they don't, So anyway, a long answer to a short question, Diana. Sorry about that.
No, I'm so impressed, and I think that what you guys are doing is going to be just spread like wildfire. Like you said, word of mouth, right? And all the reviews. I mean, I'm really excited to see what happens over time. But
Thank you.
the reason why I said building an empire is because you guys are doing more than what you just said. You guys now have service centers. So you're
Yep.
servicing vehicles, which is huge because there's not a lot of places where you can get
Right.
service, good service.
Right. That's right.
Um, and you've got an acquisitions arm. You've
Yep.
got EV warranties. We've got supercharging stations.
Yeah.
You guys are really like you're weaving a web, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what's next. What is the vision behind all of this? Like, what else? What else do you have up your sleeve? What's
Yeah. So the EV group, which we call EVG around here, that's the parent company. That's the mothership. EV Auto is the jewel in the crown and the main business right now. and we'll always be the biggest business of the group. But we want to help our customers in a bunch of different places along the EV ownership spectrum.
Mhm.
So you mentioned service. So I'm sitting here at my Lehigh location. We've got a nice service center connected to our building. And in our new locations, we're building even bigger service centers. For the reasons you described, people want dedicated expertise. They don't want to wait forever because a lot of times manufacturers like Tesla and Rivian and others, they've got long wait times to get in. Sometimes they don't, but other times they do. And, they buy the cars from us. They'd love to have us service them. And so, we treat people the same way with service that we do with sales. It's very easy to get in. The pricing is very fair. We back up our work. We're fun to deal with. Service side of the business is going to be a part of every location that we open. There'll be a few locations where we might not be able to fit it just because of the location. Like, for instance, in Nashville, the location that we got is so good that even though we couldn't fit a service center on site, it was still worth it to do it. But generally speaking, if we have a choice, like our two new locations that we haven't announced yet that are going to open either later this year or early next year, those have between 10 and 14 service bays in a single location. So big for us service operation. The other thing that we're doing is we partnered with Tesla in their Supercharger business partnership program. So we have, I believe, 16 locations right now that we're building with them. Our first one will open later this month. And after we open it, we can tell where all the other ones are going to be. We just have to wait for the first one to open. So I will say that they're in Florida, they're in Tennessee, they're in Arkansas, they're in Texas, they're in Las Vegas, and they're in Utah. So we've got 6 states that we're building these out in. And they're Tesla Superchargers, just like everybody's used to using. We're adding our own little flair to them. We've got some cool artistic design that makes them look different than just the white posts with the red Tesla on them. And so we've got that business. And then our acquisitions business, we buy EVs from customers, people that want to sell their EVs. We buy hundreds of those a month. And then we've got a warranty company where we design special warranties just for EVs that are good value, good coverage. I think warranties kind of rightfully have a bad reputation as kind of being a scam or not being that great. And so for a number of years, we didn't sell warranties because there weren't any out there that I really believed in. So we built our own warranties, partnered with a warranty company. And shortly, we're going to be launching our website where other people that haven't bought cars from us can still buy our warranties. And so that's a separate business. So yeah, I think I covered kind of all the main EVG companies, but it's designed to let us talk to our customers and help our customers in several different places along the ownership spectrum of buying a car.
Wow. The more I hear, the more I'm like, say less. I'm such a fan. They're just
Awesome.
all
Awesome.
encompassing everything, making sure you take care of the EV customer in every way. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we're trying. We love our customers, and I think they enjoy working with us. And so, if we can, stay connected in different areas, we're really going to try and do that.
What made you get into the charging side, deploying superchargers? That's a big deal. What are you noticing with what EV drivers actually need regarding charging?
Yeah, I mean, I've said for a long time to privately that Tesla superchargers are some of the most dominant monopolies I've ever seen. I mean, it's such a better charging experience. They work all the time. They're easy to use. There's more of them out there than anybody else. And so Tesla actually called me about, I don't know, 6 months ago and said, "Hey, we're going to beta test this program where you can be our partner." And I said, yeah, I'm in. They've since opened it up to more people. It's different. They've opened it up to them a little differently than with us, but that doesn't really matter. And so, yeah, I jumped at the chance. I mean, I never thought they'd allow other people to own superchargers. So for me, it was a very easy yes, for the same reasons. It's the best charging experience. Tesla guarantees 99.7% uptime, I believe. And the industry average, I think you'll have to fact, but it's like in the 80s.
Okay.
And so just the likelihood of pulling up to a Tesla supercharger and it not working is almost zero.
Mhm.
But I've been to a number of non-Teslas over the years that not only if they don't work, that's obviously a bad thing, but they're hard to figure out. They're not easy. And Teslas, you just pull up, you plug in, you unplug, you drive away. and they always work that way. And so, I believe in them. I think if you get the right locations, they're a great investment. They're great for customers. When we announce where we're opening them, I think the EV community is going to be very happy because they're in great locations where they need charging, convenient to charge. And so, yeah, really excited to jump into that business with both feet.
Fantastic. I'm really excited because it feels like all these leases are ending and we are getting flooded with
Yeah,
used EVs, like way more than we've ever been before. You've
yeah.
been on the ground with the used EVs way before everyone else. Is there anything specific or special or different that you're noticing trending wise? Because you've been doing this for so long and now it's starting to come around. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, for sure. It hasn't happened yet because those leases are really not hitting the market until later this year and then a lot bigger even next year.
okay,
But
so
it's
like wait.
interesting. Yeah, but still, Dan, it's interesting because a lot of the cars that got leased were leased because they were a killer deal, and they were a killer deal because they weren't super popular.
Uh,
So it'll be interesting to see how those cars are received when they come back into the marketplace. My feeling is, a lot of people will be more interested in them than they normally will be because they'll be so inexpensive. But I do think it's not just like all of a sudden cars that are not as desirable as a competitor car in a similar price range are just going to be snapped up. So the answer is I'm not totally sure. I
okay.
mean, every car eventually gets sold pretty much. So there's a buyer for every car. But there's some cars that the technology wasn't as good as others. The battery distance wasn't as good. Some of the features and functionality doesn't have a self-driving option that's very exciting. So it'll be interesting to see how those are received in the market. Some I think are going to be just killer. I think some of these like the Ford Lightnings and Mustang Mach-E's and stuff, some of these Volvos and Volkswagens and BMWs and stuff, maybe even some of the Toyota. I mean, there's plenty of good cars that are going to be coming off of lease. Being just totally honest, I don't really know what's going to happen, but I do know there's going to be a lot of them. So it'll be interesting.
Okay, really quick. I just want to
Yeah.
pick your brain because you have so much knowledge. So, okay, two things. Number one, you heard that Tesla is no longer going to be making drivable vehicles, only the Roadster. Just curious, quickly, what do you think that means? Like just
Yeah, I
in
mean
general?
yeah, I think you mean like the Robotaxi, right? The
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
the
I mean,
Cybertruck stuff. I mean, Elon is so hard to predict. I
yeah.
mean, he believes the future is, nobody drives their own car, right? I mean, the cybercabs don't have a steering wheel and they
Mhm.
don't have pedals. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, clearly they're designed to not, I mean, that you can't drive them, right?
Mhm.
So I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think if that's going to happen, it's going to be a very long time.
Okay.
Too many people look having the car drive for you with full self-driving is absolutely going to grow dramatically. Because have you ever done that? Have you ever done a full self-driving Tesla? Have you ever been behind the wheel?
I haven't been behind the wheel. I've been a passenger.
Okay.
So,
It's still pretty remarkable as a passenger.
okay.
But I mean, I almost get mad when I have to drive a car without him. I mean, I am so spoiled
You're
now.
spoiled. You're so
I am. I'm so
spoiled.
spoiled. And so it's just, and look, if I want to drive, I can. I just tap the gas or the brake and it disengages. If I want to drive, I can drive.
Yeah.
But there are so many times where I don't want to drive. I mean, there's just so many scenarios. And from a safety standpoint, the data is irrefutable. I mean, full self-driving is safer than humans,
Yeah.
period. Period. End of discussion. There is no argument that it's every measurable, the highway patrol measures it, Tesla measures it, and it's safer than humans. So I think self-driving cars are going to be a big, big part of the market over the coming years. Cars that you don't have the choice to drive them,
Mhm.
sure, there's going to be a lot of them out there, but I don't think they're taking our steering wheels and our pedals away from, and there's just too many cars that are on the road.
Yeah.
Think about it. The Teslas and the Rivians, all these stuff, they're still selling cars with steering wheels and pedals, and they will for years. But it's going to be really interesting to see when and if Elon goes, okay, we're not selling those anymore. I
Yeah.
mean, I think the stock price would crater because that you're giving away. I mean, not everybody wants to buy that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're giving away your freedom a little bit.
Mhm.
Like you're saying, hey, I'm never going to be able to drive my own car. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you ask somebody like me, I won't, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to have one as an option, right? But it's not going to be my only option.
Yeah.
And somebody like my wife, there's no way in hell she's not going to want to have her freedom to go where she wants when she, I mean, you can go where you want when you want, but just I'm in control. I
Yeah.
don't want to feel like I'm subject to it. So it'll be interesting to see, but 20 years from now, who the hell knows? I mean, it could be all that's on the road. I don't know.
That's what's wild about the EV world. It's constantly changing and you're just
Yes.
like pivot, move, like
You
so
got
much.
it.
It's
You
wild.
got it.
Wow.
Yeah, we say around here all the time, there's never a dull moment at EV Auto.
No.
I mean, things change a lot, and it's not the business is not for the faint of heart. I mean, a lot of dealers have been really burned by trying to jump in and jump out of this market, and so it's definitely a different animal than most car categories.
Yeah. But I think that you guys are navigating it really well.
It's been good so far. I mean, but you never know. I mean, I have a healthy amount of paranoia. It's just like, geez, what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month? And I've also got a lot of optimism, so I don't want to mistake that. But yeah, it's been a fun 5.5 years. So
Well, Alex, I have thoroughly enjoyed speaking with you. Thank you so much for coming on to Charge Talk. Please
yeah,
take this chance to plug EV Auto and tell us where to find any information we
sure.
can about you guys.
Yeah, I mean, evauto.com, pretty simple domain. We've got a couple hundred EVs at any given time. We ship nationwide. We take gas trades. A lot of people don't know that.
Ooh.
We love helping people in person or across the country. If you want to follow us on social media, it's EV Auto Alex. That's the name. Kind of weird, but we post a lot of it's behind the scenes. It's like how we really run the business, and other kind of informational stuff. So yeah, I think that's plenty. I think that's how you can reach us, work with us, follow what we're doing. Those are two great ways.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, folks. This is the end of our Charge Talk. Thanks so much for watching, and please like and subscribe if you found value in this.
Yes.
We will see you on the next Charge Talk. Thanks so much.
Bye. See ya.
Bye. Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you. You're
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. That's
Appreciate
fun.
it. I love this
Okay.
this lion in the back just was sitting with this suit on. It's amazing.
Oh,
Uh
yes, my neon lion and my neon Yoda. They're both anyway, they have sentimental value.
well, they're awesome. I
Thank you.
appreciate
Appreciate it.
the artwork. I'm a fan.
Thank you.